Hey, it's Garrett.
And I'm Leah. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Austin.
All right, let's set the stage for this one. Austin's Budget Balancing Act. Prop Q's rejection leads to misleading cuts. So Prop Q was this measure that aimed to boost property tax revenue by over 20%. When voters rejected it on November 4th, it meant big changes for Austin's proposed budget, right? The city had to adjust from this assumed increase.
Yeah, and the result is this revised $6.3 billion budget, which actually increases spending from last year. But those cuts, they sound misleading, don't they?
Totally. The so-called $95 million cuts are compared to the unimplemented budget with Prop Q, not the actual previous budget. So even though they call them cuts, we're actually spending more. It's kind of like a budget illusion.
Exactly. It's a bit confusing for residents, right? Especially when core services like police and emergency services are seeing boosts. We need to understand what's really happening with our city's finances.
All right, let's roll on. Save Austin Now launches petition for mandatory city budget audits.
So, Save Austin Now is this Republican-aligned group that's been pretty active locally. They announced a petition drive to make city budget audits mandatory. They need 25,000 signatures by February 1st of next year to get it on the May ballot.
That's a solid point. Regular audits could help identify long-term savings, right? And this group has a history of shaking things up, like with the public camping ban in 2021. It's clear they want more transparency.
Totally. And they're modeling this after a successful initiative in Houston. It's about ensuring that City Hall is accountable. I think it's a move people might support this time around.
Let's move ahead. Pflugerville's mayoral battle, McCord versus Weiss in December runoff. Okay, so here's where we start. In Pflugerville, we've got Pat McCord and Doug Weiss facing off in a runoff election on December 13. Neither candidate got over 50% of the vote earlier this month.
And with the outgoing mayor, Victor Gonzalez, stepping down due to term limits, it's going to be interesting to see who steps up. McCord's focused on fiscal responsibility, while Weiss wants to boost community engagement.
I could get behind that idea. It's crucial for voters to stay engaged, especially in local elections. Both candidates have different visions, and it's great to see them bringing unique approaches to the table.
All right, on to the next. Texas Longhorns seek redemption against Kentucky Wildcats in SEC volleyball finals. Here's where it gets really interesting. The Texas Longhorns are on a revenge tour after being swept by Kentucky earlier this month. They're facing off again in the SEC volleyball tournament finals.
That's a story worth telling. Texas has really stepped up their game since then, focusing on improving their defense. It's going to be a nail-biter, especially with key players like Eva Hudson from Kentucky on the court.
Can you believe that's even a thing? Both teams are top-seeded, and Texas hasn't lost a match in nearly 3 weeks. This rematch is going to be intense.
Let's shift over to the next. Special Olympics Texas Winter Games return to Bee Cave and Lakeway. This one really resonates with me. From February 13 to 15 next year, Bee Cave and Lakeway will host the Special Olympics Texas Winter Games. Over 1,500 athletes will compete in sports like powerlifting and volleyball.
That's a story worth telling. It's amazing how these events promote inclusion and dignity for individuals with intellectual disabilities. The community support is just incredible.
Absolutely, and it's funded by local hotel taxes, which shows how invested the community is. It's a celebration of perseverance and unity.
And there we have it, full circle. Thanks for tuning in to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in Austin. Stay informed and join us again tomorrow.
Yeah, totally. Thanks for hanging out with us. Catch you next time.